Starting the stream. Get it pulled up here. Where's that? There we go. Alright, starting our Monday stream. It's light outside. It's rare I do one of these live streams when it's light outside. Glad you guys are here. Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Happy Monday.
Cool. Happy Monday to everybody listening. For those in the chat, let me know if audio levels are good for myself and Dave. Yes, it is live. Hello, everybody. Let me know if audio is good, and then I'm going to take off for 2 seconds to just do some behind-the-scenes stuff. So, can everyone hear Dave?
Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now?
Let me know, chat, if you can hear Dave. If his audio levels are good too. Not only can you hear him, but is his audio solid?
And I'm not seeing your live stream link here.
No? Try refreshing the channel.
Yeah.
Unless it takes a second, like click videos, it'll sometimes will take a second to get the stream up. Thank you guys for being here. We're doing a mock draft tonight, Dave and I. Once Dave gets the stream up, he'll go through the chat. I'm going to take off for 2 seconds to do just behind the scenes stuff, tweet out the link, change the description of this video as well. You find the stream, Dave?
No, not yet.
Okay.
It's not populated, I don't think. And where else would I find it at other than your YouTube account?
Well, I can tweet it out here in a second.
Tweet it out. Yeah.
And then hopefully that'll work well that way. So for the second, I got to put up Steelers.
Oh, I see it. Hold on.
Okay,
yeah, I see
cool.
it. Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a second to pop up. So yeah, we're doing a mock draft live stream through Fanspeak tonight, Dave and I, and of course we'll get you guys' input as well. I'm going to mute my mic for 1 second to do behind the scenes stuff, get the link tweeted out, all that fun stuff, and Dave, you can go through the chat.
I will. Let's see here. Who all we have? We have Carly, Travis, Gino, Steve, Paul, Chad. Who else we have in here? Look like Colton, Nick. How are you guys doing? Happy Monday. Happy Easter. Happy belated Easter. Thoughts on Kayvon Walker signing here? I'll definitely let Alex get in here and talk because he did the write-up on that, but the little bit I've looked in on Walker, in fact I think it's pronounced Savon Walker, if I've heard it a few times here. He's a little bit undersized as a traditional kind of defensive tackle that the Steelers would see, but no doubt about it, he was effective. He was really effective there in
You guys lose Dave there? I just lost the connection on my end. Let me know if you guys. I think the call dropped with Dave. Can you guys still hear me? Let's start with that. Those in the chat. Okay, we lost Dave. Okay. Let me try to reconnect with Dave here. 1 second. We're gonna try to piece this thing together. Let me end the call with him. And I'll bring him back. Okay, yeah, you should be able to hear me. You might hear a Skype sound because I'm calling Dave right now. And also I need to talk to communicate with you guys. So let me try to get Dave back.
Hello.
Dave, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright, can you hear Dave? Is Dave back?
Hello, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
Okay, I know
I was just sitting there. I was rambling away.
Let's see if chat can hear Dave. You should have him back.
You guys okay. Missed my 5 minutes talking about Walker. Probably right. Good.
Let me tweet out the link here.
I was just a rambling talking about Walker. Didn't even know I've been you had the signal loss there. Real quick to answer that question about Walker, and Alex wrote him up just recently. Undersized defensive tackle. Obviously led the XFL in sacks with like 4.5. The Steelers obviously need some depth at that position going into the offseason here with losing Javon Hargrave and on. I think the biggest thing is, let's watch what happens during the draft here because I think most of you in this chat room probably expect this team to address the defensive tackle position at some point. And really, I kind of ended my thoughts with I don't hate any minimum salary player, especially coming out of the XFL at this point of the offseason because the team obviously needs 90 offseason or players on their off-season roster. I think right now they're about, I don't know, what, 70, 73, I think, at the latest signings here. And they obviously got to get to 90, and obviously all those aren't going to come from the draft. So not a lot not to like about the Walker signing. And now, I mean, he's obviously going to be a long shot.
Yeah, it feels like he's kind of hitting maybe the prime of his career. 4.5 sacks in XFL last year, did relatively well in the preseason. So yeah, I mean, where's he going to fit? Is he a nose tackle? I guess really undersized is going to be, I guess, his spot. My assumption, but yeah, you see what happens. A guy with some experience does not hurt. Okay, David.
Some people, I don't know if they heard me say hello to him initially. I don't know how quickly I dropped off, but.
Yeah, hey everybody. I don't even know where we dropped off either, but thank you guys for everyone being here in the chat. I tweeted out the link, and again, today we are doing our mock draft. Let me make sure you guys can see it. Everything looks good frame-wise. So yeah, and you guys are going to help us, obviously. We're going to go through, this is FanSpeak on the clock. This premium account we have signed up for is paid. I think there's a free version as well, but we have the paid one I used during my mock off season. So Dave, yeah, we're going to go through the draft here, and you want to just jump into it and start the board here?
Spencer, my buddy Spencer says draft 6 edge. You better watch out, but draft tight ends or edges here.
yeah. No, I'm here only to stop Dave from drafting 6 edges. That is my. If I accomplish that, then I've done my job. So okay.
I hate these things, so let's do it.
Oh, we're gonna have fun. This is gonna be a great time. Be a little cheery. Yeah, FanSpeak. If you've never used it before, it's what I've used for years. There's a ton of simulators out there, but I think FanSpeak's one of the best. We're gonna select our team, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Move on here. How many rounds? We're, of course, going to do the full 7-round draft. The board we're going to use, I mean, I don't know if you have a particular preference. I've always just used either the ones that are most recent or the ones that seem to be the most complete. I've always gone with Matt Miller's in the past just because it seemed to have the most number of names on it. So, are you cool with using Matt Miller's big board, Dave?
Whatever you determine.
All right, we'll use that one. And we'll answer some questions probably a little bit during the stream, but during the mock, but also after we're done. It's maybe take about a half hour or so. We'll see. We'll play it by ear, and then we'll, of course, answer your guys' questions. But you guys can help us draft and tell us who we should take here. So we're going to use Matt Miller's big board. We'll have the computer use the same. And I don't never really knew what the difficulty was in a mock draft simulator, but we're going to go to difficult just because why not? And team needs, we'll just go with FanSpeak. And yeah, we are on the clock, so we're going to start the draft. Give me 1 second. I'm going to refresh the stream on my phone, so just give me 1 second here. And we'll get going and start drafting with you guys. Just want to make sure I have everything caught up.
Oh, you click difficult for the draft, not because of me, right?
I still don't know what that button does. I have no idea what the difference between classic and difficult is. But anyway, okay, let's start drafting again. Obviously, Steelers don't have a first-round pick, so we'll just kind of motor through. We can do trades though too, Dave, which is actually a lot of fun in this game. So let me ask you in the chat: should we even think about trying to trade up into the first round?
You know my thoughts on it, but we'll see what the people in the chat say. I'm not a fan of doing it because it's hard to predict. But go ahead.
Chat, what do you guys think? Should we even think about trading up into the first round? Let's start simming the start of the draft because obviously we're not doing top 5 here or anything. So we can start the round. Hopefully you guys can see the picks. So the top 5, we'll start up after top 5 and just see what the board does here. So it's Burrow, Young, Simmons, Brown, and Tua. So I guess Detroit at 3 is a little interesting going Simmons there. Okay, so chat's saying don't trade up. So let's just go ahead and speed through the whole first round here because we're obviously not going to move up, and I agree. It's just too expensive to try to move up at all. So first round, you guys see it here. We will sim through, and the Steelers are obviously picking at 49. Denzel Mims goes at 20. Jefferson, your guy, 23 to the Patriots. Of course, he goes to the Patriots.
Oh, that's a little high, but
yeah. Ayuk. A lot of KJ Hamler going 31. All right, so there's your first round. I'll scroll through it here briefly if you guys just want to see. We could trade back. Yeah, trading back is definitely an option. Night Wolf, you're not trading up for a long snapper. We'll take Colin Holbourne in the 6th round though. All right, so there's your first round. All right, so let's get through that as a formality. All right, so we're sitting here at 49. So I'm going to go through maybe 5 picks at a time, and we can start looking at who's on the board. Let's look at the top guys on the board right now, actually. Justin Herbert still is somehow there. Okay, so maybe not the most realistic mock draft ever, but that's all right. So we got Winfield, Taylor, Jordan Love. So both these first round quarterbacks are still there. DeAndre Swift. Let's see here, running back. Edwards-Helaire, Dobbins. So all the running backs on the board. At receiver, Rager, Claypool, Shenault, Pittman. Tight end, Komet, if we ever go with a tight end here. Alright, so we're just going to click through Uche, Jordan Brooks, safety. We got Winfield, Duggarchin, Ashton Davis. Alright, so some people are saying Winfield, Andrew's saying Winfield. Alright, so we're going to go through the first couple picks here. Oh, there goes Winfield. Alright, so I'm going to pause here. Dave, you have any thoughts on trying to trade up, or is there anyone on the board that you would be interested in trading up for?
No.
Okay, it's a very short and quick no. All right, Chad, anyone we should trade up for, or no? I'm leaning here with Dave. I think trading up with this draft and only 6 picks is a bad idea. I think in real life the team should really look at trading back as well. But Winfield's gone, unfortunately. Love and Herbert go off early in the second. Jalen Johnson, corner out of Utah, goes to Carolina. All right, so chat's saying we're not trading up. All right, so let's just get to 49. I'll stop him and Han around, and then we'll see what a proposal is. Sometimes teams will offer proposals. Of course, we can offer our own, or we can see what's on the board at pick 49. All right, chat's smart. We got a good chat tonight. They're smart. They're not trying to trade up. Okay, we're on the clock. We have not been offered any sort of trades. Here's where the board just went. Jonathan Taylor just went 2 picks ahead of us. So did Edwards-Helaire. Ruiz would have been a good pick. He's gone to Chicago. Jalen Rager, DeAndre Swift are gone. So our top board here, we got Dobbins, Akers at running back. Claypool, Shenault, Pittman, some of the top receivers. Tight end, Trotman, for all the Dayton fans out there. Offensive line, Isaiah Wilson, the big tackle from Georgia, is out there. Ezra Cleveland's my guy. You know I love Ezra Cleveland. John Simpson at guard. Cushenberry, Hennessy at center. Some people saying Claypool, Dobbins. A lot of people saying Dobbins. Uche. We got a safety, Chin, Davis. So what are you thinking here, Dave? Should we start thinking about trading back, or is there anyone on the board that's kind of jumping off the page at you?
I'm a little bit delayed on you, so click back on all.
Okay, I'm on all right now, so it should be there. And chat, we got a lot of Dobbins. I got a Shenault. Dave, that's not good. It's not a good sign.
I'm just not high on running backs. You know my feelings on running backs. So,
yeah, we don't have to go running back. Do you want me to scroll down at all to?
Yeah, scroll down a little bit. Yeah, I think this is. Yeah, I really don't see it. This is why I don't use simulators.
Well, we could trade back. We have the ability to trade back. If we don't like the board and we only have 6 picks, I think trading back makes a lot of sense. I like Matty Buke a lot at A&M. That's a guy I think that could be a Hargrave clone.
I mean, you like Gallimore, right? You know,
I like Gallimore. I like Matty Buke more than I like Gallimore. I think he's a better athlete. See Pittman.
They would riot in the chat if you took a defensive tackle here.
I know they probably would.
Half of them, I think, want running backs.
I think half of them want running backs, but I mean, we could wait. We could wait with Dobbins and Akers. I mean, if we trade back, how far back do you think we should go? 10 spots, 15 spots?
I'd go no more than about 8 or 9.
8 or 9. All right. Well, all right. Let's see if we can propose a trade. Let's explore our trade offers here. I wish I knew. I've always kind of gone with Seattle because they're like right there. I don't have the order of like who's behind Pittsburgh. Who would be behind Pittsburgh here? Like, go Seattle. Saying 10 picks back. All right, I know 10 picks back, 59 is Seattle. So if we gave them, what should we get in return if we're going to give them 49 and we get 59 in return? Here's their picks. I wish they had it numbered in terms of the overalls, but they don't, unfortunately. Ezra Cleveland. I love Ezra Cleveland, Andre. Dave, any thoughts?
I like I like Cleveland too, but the only thing is, being school he went to and all like that.
Well, this is our draft, so I mean,
right?
We're not hearing.
We're not worried about keeping it realistic.
No,
I guess, or
just whoever. If we were Kevin Colbert, scary thought, I know, who would be our GM? Do you see the trade? Is it not coming up right now in terms of what the trade down options are? Can we not see that?
I'm not. It just says that they will send pick 27. Yeah. I'm not seeing anything else.
I guess it's not going to show the trade down. Let me test this here. Let me try to click and see if it's doing this or if the screen is frozen, which I hope it isn't. Okay. So for some reason it's not showing the drop down. I guess OBS just doesn't capture that, but we could get maybe, I would probably say get their third round pick here. I'm not sure exactly what number that is, but we'd be going down 10 spots to try to get kind of a late third round pick. And whenever that, okay, you see that on screen? That's on screen?
I see 27 and 37 from them, right?
Right, yeah, that's what I have up right now, yep. Any thoughts, Dave? Should we even attempt it? They may not accept it, of course. We don't know if they're going to accept it.
Oh, you can try.
All right, we can try it. I think that's, yeah, if they don't accept it. Oh, we got declined. Yeah, I think we're asking for too much there. Good chat. Let me know who's go ahead, Dave.
I was just going to say, just stay with the pick so we can.
Yeah, get going here. Okay, fair enough. Maybe we'll move somewhere else. Okay, so we're going to stay. What are we thinking here? We're thinking. I like Cleveland. I like Matty.
I think a lot of people in the chat like Cleveland, so go ahead and go with Cleveland here.
Chat, what do you guys think about Ezra Cleveland, the offensive tackle from Boise State? Or do you guys really want to go running back? Second, third of my ex-wife, Nightwolf. I don't know what to do with that comment. Dobbins. I don't know. Chat's saying Dobbins a lot. I think chat is definitely going running back. I think we're thinking more tackle. Trade with Miami, says Rob. Matabuke. Andre saying Cleveland. Mark saying the only time I want Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Yeah, that'd be fun. Carly's been banging the table for Biodesh for a while. I think maybe we can wait on Biodesh. Maybe in round 3. Well, if we're taking Cleveland, probably not going to get Biodesh. And if our next.
What do you mean? We don't have a consensus in here?
We don't. All right. So if just to debate this out briefly, a running back. There's probably more immediate value for a running back like Dobbins or an Akers, and they could see the field right away, as opposed to a Cleveland or another lineman where they're not going to have a role without an injury. So that is one benefit to the running back. So obviously, I think with tackle, Villanueva, Filer, Banner all entering the last year of their contract, and so now you have to think about the future of the position and what options you might have for next year. So that's kind of my thoughts in terms of the pros and cons of both spots. Dillon or Gibson, need inside linebacker depth, running back. Yeah, I think we can find maybe a running back later in a piece of chat that way. So, you guys want to go with Ezra Cleveland? Dave,
I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm non-running back.
Non-running back. All right, we'll appease here, and I'm generally with you too. So I think we're going to go with Ezra Cleveland, and you guys can yell it. The chat actually seems to be open to that, which I'm surprised by. I thought the chat would be more against it. So we're going to go and draft Ezra Cleveland at pick 49 overall, who to me I think is the next Joe Staley. Has to get a little bit stronger, but really impressive feet, a really good athlete, and potential replacement for Villanueva. So we have drafted Ezra Cleveland. And I think he's a borderline guy. I think that's a possibility. And the Steelers actually, in reality, brought him in, or were planning on bringing him in for a visit before the whole coronavirus obviously canceled those plans. So if he slips a little bit, I'm still not convinced he's going to slip, but I think that's a possibility. All right, so that's the rest of round 2. I'll go ahead and scroll through it so you guys just know who all was taken. Jordan Elliott, the big nose tackle from Missouri, the last man off the board in round 2. And we move on to round 3, where we are picking at 102. It's one of our comp picks.
For Gil Brandt released his top 150 today. I always look forward to that because I really think he does a great job of ranking, especially the top 100 over the years. And he has Ezra Cleveland ranked 23rd overall.
I'm with you. I see the next. I know it's big praise, but I wrote my report. I see the next Joe Staley in Ezra Cleveland. All right, so we're going to start the round. Any thoughts on trading up? We got your boy Jalen Hurts. Oh, no, he just went. Oh, he went to Carolina. That's a good fit. I like him. Gallimore just went. Any appetite in trading up, Dave?
No.
No? Okay. We'll sit here. Me neither. We'll sit here at 102 and maybe trade back. Carly still wants Biodesh. I like Biodesh, yeah. Get a big Wisconsin lineman who grew up on a farm. I'm all about that. Andrew, Dave's T's email is scoutshonor@gmail.com. Scouts, with an S at the end, honor@gmail.com. Seeing the picks here go. Van Jefferson goes to New England. New England's piling up on receivers in this draft, apparently. Both Jeffersons. Brandon Jones just went to Seattle. I'm shaking my fist at that. All right.
In the second round? Wow.
Third round.
Oh, third round.
They're a pick ahead of us, 101. All right, so on our board here, I know there's a bit of a lag between me.
Oh, it's a lag, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so top of the board, just from the rankings, we're not beholden to this. Zach Moss, Bryson Hopkins, Darrington Evans, who Pittsburgh apparently had a virtual visit with, by the way. James Lynch, kind of a DN from Baylor. Hunter Bryant, Curtis Weaver. I'll go through some of the positions of need at running back. We got Moss, Evans, Keyshawn Vaughn, a big guy from Vandy. A.J. Dillon, great combine workout numbers, another huge type of back. Receiver, Colin Johnson. Receiver looks really light right now. I'm not liking what receivers offering, to be honest with you. Prochet, KJ Hill, Quez Watkins, Joe Reed a little bit later on in the draft. Tight end, Bryson Hopkins, Hunter Bryant, Alberto, Thad Moss, everyone's favorite. We can't go offensive line again. We have to skip offensive line because we just went that to 49. Some people saying Curtis Weaver. What about defensive line? What about nose tackle? Because I hate to wait forever on a nose tackle. At least that's my thought. Let's see at edge. Weaver, Highsmith from Charlotte, Darrell Taylor from Tennessee, Kenny Wilkes, who we've talked about some, and at safety, Blackman, Brooks, Tanner Muse, Geno Stone. What's your first impression here, Dave?
Let's see. Well, the edge is there, right?
Yeah, we got Curtis Weaver.
A selection of edge here.
Darrell Taylor.
Weaver. How old's Weaver?
I'm not sure. He's probably 22, if I had to guess. I don't know for sure.
He's younger than Taylor, isn't he? Isn't that one of the things we talked about with Taylor was his age?
Yeah, well, Taylor was at the Senior Bowl. Was Weaver a senior or an underclassman? I don't know for sure. I know Taylor was at the Senior Bowl, so he was a senior, I'm pretty sure. We got Fotu or Weaver. Yeah, we could do nose tackle. Lucky Fotu from Utah. Moss or Weaver.
Click on all.
Okay. Let me scroll down here for you guys. So that's the big board right now. I don't want to forget about nose tackle, though. I think nose tackle, for me, is something I want to start taking a look at, because that's the one position where there just isn't a starter.
Yeah, I like Weaver here.
You like Weaver over Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay, and just because of the age?
Yeah, the age. I think Weaver has a little bit higher ceiling, maybe.
Okay. Chat, what do you guys think about Curtis Weaver out of Boise State, the edge? You guys like that, or you guys want to go somewhere else? Get chat's feedback here. Who is Taylor? Darrell Taylor from Tennessee, Andre. I think chat seems to like Curtis Weaver. Let's get a couple more opinions in. Weaver works as Spencer. Knows a bigger need. Maybe the next round we'll go nose tackle. F War 83. I need me a nose tackle sooner than later. Weaver's fine. All right, we're gonna go Curtis Weaver, the edge, to protect ourselves with Bud Dupree on that franchise tag for 2020. All right, so we've gone to both Boise State guys. We are loading up on that blue turf, I guess. I hadn't even thought of that. And so we go offense, defense, and now we're heading into round 4. Is Highsmith better than Weaver? I don't know if he's better, but he came on scene late. I think he had really good productivity this past year, and I think that's why teams want to find out more about Alex Highsmith out of Charlotte. Yeah, Nightwolf. Patrick Green went, I'm pretty sure, in the first round. He's not on the board now. I don't know exactly where he went, though. All right, so we're picking, 124 here in the 4th round. We have 2 picks in the 4th. Bidesh is still there. That surprises me. And are we on the clock? We are on the clock. All right, so here's the big board. I'll pause it here for a second. Guys like Keyshawn Vaughn, A.J. Dillon, Highsmith's still there. Darrell Taylor's still there. Bredson from Michigan. Mutai, the guard from Fresno State. Lawrence, the nose tackle. I will go through some of the other positions. Akeem Davis-Gaither, my guy from App State. Love him as an off-ball linebacker. Okay, so at running back, we got names I just kind of mentioned, basically. Antonio Gibson from Memphis. A big playmaker, really versatile. I think would look good in a Steelers uniform. At receiver, again, not a whole lot there. Prochet, Courtney Davis, Juwan Jennings, Quez Watkins. Is KJ Hill? KJ Hill's still there. Tight end, looking really weak, unfortunately. Probably like Colby Parkinson might be the best guy. Dalton Keene from Virginia Tech, I think, is interesting. Stephon Sullivan, interesting kind of late-round flyer as well. Nose tackle, really, still got Rashad Lawrence, Devon Hamilton. Benito Jones from Ole Miss is there. We just took an edge, but Highsmith, Taylor still on the board. There's your off-ball group. Tanner Muse is there at safety. I mean, for me, the needs, I think, are just offensive weapon, nose tackle, and safety. That's kind of where I'm just putting the needs at right now for this team. I don't know where you're kind of leaning at just off the top here.
Yeah, but you have to think of obviously Muse more of a off the ball linebacker.
Sure. Yep, that's fair. I'm just saying, yeah, we got Kayvon Wallace, so I think Matt Miller always ranks way too low. I think Wallace is going to go a lot higher than what he's projected to go right here. I think Gibson at a Memphis, that was interesting, where I think you just need that shot in the arm. And, after drafting Weaver, who's going to be a rotational backup, I think year one, Cleveland's going to sit, ideally, in year one, provided there aren't any injuries. I think you got to find someone who's going to make an impact right now. So I'm kind of leaning towards either a nose tackle and getting a Lawrence or a Hamilton, or some sort of offensive playmaker. To me, I'm kind of leaning Antonio Gibson right now. Nose tackle we have covered. I don't know. I don't think Buggs and Tyson are going to be the nose tackles. Neither have ever been a nose tackle before. Xavier says Muse or Gay Jr. We don't have to worry about off the field stuff in this mock world. Gibson, Hamilton says Joe and Chris. Levi says Antonio Gibson. And a lawyer, yeah, you're right. We won't get much production if we later on in the draft. We do have another 4th round pick in like 11 picks though, so just to be aware. I know we don't pick again until the 6th round, but 4th round is still an option. Which receivers are available? Doesn't look good. They went early and went often, unfortunately. John Hightower, who I do kind of like out of Boise State. James Prochet, I think, is one of the better slot receivers. KJ Hill's an interesting slot receiver as well. Gibson will be a good pick. What do you think is the bigger need, Dave? Gibson or the best nose tackle available?
Personally, I would go after the nose tackle, but I'll defer.
Oh, what do you guys? Chat. I'm gonna let chat decide on this one because I think I'm kind of split. Should we go with a nose tackle or a playmaker like Antonio Gibson? I'm gonna listen to the chat here. Colin says the tackle. Fotu's gone. Lucky Fotu. I don't know where he went, but he just went 106 to Baltimore. Of course, he went to Baltimore. Nose tackle. I think we got a lot in the chat here for nose tackle. Okay, so I think they're saying nose tackle. Which nose tackle though? We got really, I'd say 3 of them: Lawrence, Jones, or Hamilton. I think we would probably say Jones is 3rd of those 3, right, Dave?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, so now we're down to Hamilton and Lawrence. And do you have a preference of which guy you like more, Lawrence or Hamilton? Is it kind of even?
Hamilton. Probably Hamilton.
Hamilton. Okay. Chat, what do you guys think? Hamilton? I think we got a lot of Hamilton. Got a lot of Buckeyes in the chat right now. Got a couple Lawrence. Matt says Benito. Gibson or Tyler Johnson. Yeah, I think we're going to go nose tackle. We're just trying to find what the best nose tackle is. A lot of Hamilton. So I think in terms of our plugger, day one nose tackle, someone who can help right away. Devon Hamilton sound good at Ohio State? That one, Dave, you good with that?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go Devon Hamilton in the 4th round with our first of 2 4th round picks. And there goes Darrell Taylor. Baidesh finally goes to the Rams at 126. And we get a trade offer. Whoa, we just got hit with a couple trade offers here in the 4th round. I'm going to need all you guys' help for this one. So San Francisco's offering us 5, 6, and 7 for our 4th round pick. Miami's offering 5 and 3 7s for our 4th round pick. Well, I'd rather have San Francisco, I would probably say, off the top, just because give me that 6th rounder over the 7th rounder. And plus we get a 5th round pick, which I guess they're offering both, but we don't have a 5th round pick right now. A lot of 7s. Decline. Andre says nope. Dave, what do you think of the trade offers here?
Yeah, I don't like the 7s.
Yeah. San Francisco, even the 5, 6, 7. Not crazy about that.
No.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and decline this trade. Is Gibson still here? If Gibson's still here, man, I might be interested in that. He's still there. Chat, what do you guys think about Antonio Gibson? Trying to get a guy that can make an impact right now, right away. No, we did decline that deal. He was available at receiver and safety. Safety, I mean, as Dave said, Tanner Muse is really not a safety. You got Daniel Thomas from Auburn, Geno Stone from Iowa, Metellus from Michigan, J.R. Reed from Georgia. We do like Kayvon Wallace a whole lot out of Clemson. At receiver, Prochet, Hill, Cephas from Wisconsin, although he ran really slow at the combine. Andre, I view Antonio Gibson as a running back, but he's certainly that versatile guy that can play a lot of positions and wear a lot of hats. Captain Spartan, we got a tackle with Ezra Cleveland. If we can see our picks so far, we've taken Ezra Cleveland, Curtis Weaver, and Devon Hamilton. So, Antonio Gibson, Dave, is that?
Yeah, that sounds fine. If that's what What does the chat think?
Chat, I think, has been looking pretty hard at Gibson here. I think he's the guy that make an impact day one right away. All right, so let's go Antonio Gibson. Let's get ourselves someone that I think can make that immediate impact, where some of these other guys might be sitting there playing limited snaps in year one. All right, I'm really happy about that. I think Antonio Gibson, I think he should be on the Steelers' radar. I think the only issue, the only obstacle with him in reality is the productivity. He's a one-year guy that only played because their starter, Patrick Taylor, got hurt, and still only touched the ball like 75 times last year. But he's a dynamic guy in space, I think. All right, so that's where we're at so far here with Gibson and Hamilton in the 4th round. We do not pick in the 5th round. We're not going to try to trade back up, I don't think. So we'll just go ahead and speed through the 5th round and then do the 6th and 7th round and see where we end up. So, chat, start thinking about what you want to do in the 6th round, because we got some time here in the 5th before we're not picking. Andres Gibson, a Tariq Cohen type guy? No, I mean, Cohen's a small, shifty kind of guy in that sense. Gibson's 228 pounds. Like, he's a big dude. So I wouldn't compare him in that way. But just kind of a space, throw short, run long kind of guy that can help you in the return game as well and kick returns. I think he's similar value, but I don't think he's not the same body type and the same play style.
They moved him around a lot in that Memphis offense.
Mm-hmm. Do you like him more as a running back or receiver? I've seen different opinions on that.
Yeah, I don't have enough of I have like a 3-game tape selection on him. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I like him more as a running back, but I think he's a guy that you could flex out.
Right. I agree. Yeah, I like him more as a running back too. It's how to use him at the Senior Bowl. But I think, if you're not using him in a lot of different ways, you're misusing him because he's someone that has to wear a lot of hats. Thank you for ever told me to hit resume. I don't know how I was being dumb and didn't hit resume.
I don't think he's an every down candidate, obviously, personally. But
and that's okay. I'm okay with that. All right.
Have you looked much of his blocking at all, or no?
He really didn't do a whole lot. It was like Jalen Samuels, where he just really didn't have to do a lot of blocking. So I think it's going to be kind of limited there, which is a fair point. All right, 6th round here. I have not really watched Lamar Jackson from Nebraska yet. I'm sorry about that. So 6th round, we're not going to do any trades. I think 6th round, what's the point of even a trade at this point? And we'll see what's on the board for us. But I think safety, haven't addressed safety. I think that's something we got to at least look at, even though it is going to be 6th round here. Geno Stone, Geno Stone just went. That would have been a good pick. John Runyon, our guy John Runyon just went, unfortunately. All right, so we are on the clock. Let's start with safety and see what's left. You got Kayvon Wallace still there. Again, I think he's going to go a lot higher than 6th round, but I think that might be a guy that's tough to turn down. Look at the top of the board here as well. Watkins from Southern Miss. Joe Reed from Virginia. Hasty from Baylor. Let me scroll down here a little bit. What are we thinking here, chat? Wallace. Quez Watkins, yeah, he's fast. He had a great combine. I think we had a report on him the other day.
I don't see Wallace. I mean, Wallace lasting this long.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, he's got it. Matt Miller has him at 207, which I think is a little, which is what you said. These things can be a little funky, but we can pretend, I guess. I mean, where do you think Wallace is going to go? If you had to guess in real life?
Oh, by the 4th round, I would think.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think so as well. All right, but since he's
trying to figure out trying to see where maybe Gil Brandt had him going.
I wonder if he's in the top 50. I guess there's a chance he's not. Where did he have Brandon Jones? Because you said he had him listed twice. Which spot was he
finally put him in at the higher of the two.
113, I think it was.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I love Brandon Jones. Quarterman is the real pick here. I think we're gonna go Kayvon Wallace here. Dave, we go with Kayvon Wallace.
Yeah.
All right.
Gil has him at 89th overall.
Ooh, I like it. I like that a lot. Yeah, I think a great special teams player, hearts and smarts, versatile. I'll have an article on this, Dave, next day or two, and I kind of reflect on my mock. By the way, Chad, I have a mock draft going up tomorrow morning on Steelers Depot. My next to last one, I'll do one right before the draft. But I think when the Steelers, assuming they don't trade back, you only have 6 picks, you better find guys with a lot of versatility, guys that can wear a lot of hats and kind of solve a lot of problems in one pick. And I think Kayvon Wallace is a guy that can do that. All right, so here's what we got so far. Ezra Cleveland, Curtis Weaver, Devon Hamilton, Antonio Gibson, Kayvon Wallace. We got one more pick to go. Want to take a long snapper? Is he a box safety? Yeah, I think Kayvon works better close to the line of scrimmage, but he's versatile. I think he can wear a lot of hats. Someone says we should go on Freddie Swain. Freddie Swain is one of 2 receivers. Pittman was the other that checked every single box in our Steelers what they look for study. Evan is Gibson a Seymour prototype, better, a lot more dynamic than Jalen Samuels. Interior offensive line says Chris. All right, so we're on the clock here, right? Yep. So let's see. We have not taken a receiver for Kevin Colbert. I feel like we have to take a receiver, but I know we're not Kevin Colbert. Let me stop you. Let me show you the big board here. We got Clay Johnston, Danny Pinter from Ball State, a little undersized to play tackle at Ball State, but probably going to be a guard. Hanson's kind of a real tough throwback center from Oregon. Tuhill, I've talked about Tuhill a lot at Stanford. Gilman from Notre Dame. McCune, Michigan. What are we thinking here? Chat. Yeah, Charlie Warner. Is Charlie Warner still here? He's here, right? Yeah. Matt Miller's got him at 303. Michael Turk, the punter. There we go, punter. Charlie Warner. I'm trying to think who I might like the most here.
Have you watched much on Jeff Thomas out of Miami? I haven't watched anything on him.
I haven't gotten to him. We got Joe Bocci from Michigan State. Kind of I feel like give me a little Metakevich vibes, but probably a better athlete than Metakevich, to be honest. Any names sticking out to you? I mean, you do have Charlie Warner. I know you like Charlie Warner, but what about cornerback? We could always look at a corner as well. Let's see what the cornerback market is like right now. Goudry ran that like 4.29 out of Utah. Dacey I liked out of Wake Forest, kind of rocked up, undersized corner. No one really sticking out there too much. I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, just go back to all.
Okay.
Yeah, just nothing really sticking out to me here this late.
I mean, we do have Charlie Warner. I wouldn't be mad about that in the 7th round. I know you wouldn't be mad about that. Anyone from the MAC? I should ask Dan Colbert. Probably should go someone from the MAC.
What about did our Cowboy go off the board?
Who's that?
The special teamer out of Cal.
Oh, Evan Weaver. Yeah, I think Weaver went. I feel like Weaver's going to go higher than what I've been projecting him. I feel like he actually might go as like a early day 3 type pick. Just seems to be where people are projecting him. You want to go with Charlie Warner and get that blocking tight end in? I mean, he's there. We can take him.
At this point, I mean, I don't know. Kaliki Hudson's down there, but yeah.
There you go, Kaliki Hudson. All right, let's go. Let's narrow it down. Where do they even have?
I don't want my own player bias to seep in here, even though I think they're even though I think they're the Matt Miller's rankings are garbage. But
where is Kaliki Hudson here?
I thought I saw him. There he is, 284.
284. Am I being blind?
Yeah, you're right in the middle of the board there.
All right, I think I must have passed him. Okay, all right. So chat, let us know. We're down to 2 players: Kaliki Hudson or Charlie Warner. Hudson, the linebacker, dime player from Michigan, or Warner, the blocking tight end from Georgia. I got 4 off the bat from Hudson, from Mark and Anna and Steve and Matt. Any other Charlie Warner fans, or is it just Dave and Chris Cooley?
I think that's about the size of the fan club right there.
Yeah, y'all
are gonna be surprised. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Dave, you're getting steamrolled here. I didn't have a dog in this fight. I'd be happy with either guy, but it looks like Kaliki Hudson, the Michigan man, gotta draft a Michigan guy in awe and kind of mimicking Kevin Colbert. We're gonna go Kaliki Hudson to finish out the draft. And so that is going to be our draft. It'll show us our final picks here once this thing wraps up. We did get some. Paul went Charlie Warner, and another guy said a level blocking tight end. Lewis Grove went Warner, so showing you some love. I just got a restricted phone call, too. I think that's from Kevin Colbert, maybe. I don't know. All right, let's see. We're getting the draft finished up here. It'll take us to our final landing page. It says, nice job. Share our results. I should have the link for that. I'll have to copy the link and we can share our results. Or actually, I can maybe take a screenshot of it. Would be better.
Do we have to share it?
Oh, we can share it. It'll be fun. All right, so our final picks was Ezra Cleveland, the offensive tackle from Boise State at 49. To me, the next Joe Staley, another Boise State man. The edge, Curtis Weaver at 102. Devon Hamilton, our nose tackle, Ohio State at 124. We went non-power 5 in the 2nd and 3rd round. Look at us. Look at us. Antonio Gibson, another non-power 5 guy. Memphis at 135. Kayvon Wallace, 198, safety from Clemson. I think that's the best pick we might have made in this draft. Again, the value there is really strong. And then Kaliki Hudson, the linebacker, out of Michigan at 232. So what do you guys think of our overall draft here? Cleveland, Weaver, Hamilton, Gibson, Wallace, and Hudson. On
Four defensive players. Who would have saw that
yeah,
coming?
right.
Ugh.
Yeah, the tackle at the top. Is Hudson going to last that long? Yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, maybe he goes a little bit earlier than that. But Samantha says, why no receiver in this mock? Well, I think Gibson can play both. And I don't know, just there was no receiver that stuck out. There was a big run early. We went other different directions. By the time I think we came back to receiver in consideration, it just didn't feel right. But fair. That's a fair point. Sucks we don't have more picks. Yeah, Brayden. I think 6 picks, 1 in the top 100 is. I think doing these things kind of show how difficult it can be to draft, and a big reason why I think this team should look under every rock and every possibility of trying to trade out of 49. Carly says, I like the draft, but the offensive line needs replenishment. We started at the top with Ezra Cleveland. I know you were a big Biodesh fan, and I think Biodesh should be a really strong pick, but I really like getting Cleveland because I think he'd be your franchise left tackle. Yeah, Taj. I don't think Cleveland's going to be there either, but, who knows. All right, so that's our draft. I know we have about another 20 minutes here, so if you guys want to just ask Steelers-related questions, or Dave, any other thoughts?
That was painful. I'm glad we don't have to do another one of these for another year.
It was fun. It's something different, different kind of live stream here. I'm happy.
Even though look, it's all subjective when it comes to these boards, and the main reason, obviously, I have my own theories as to which players might be on the board for the Steelers in certain rounds, but when you throw some of these boards out there like this too, one board along with one maybe not thought out perceived needs for any team could really throw off one of these mock drafts, out of these simulators and all that. That's why I've never been a huge fan of using simulators.
Yeah, I get that, but just for something like this, I wish I could have shared my screen with you. It probably would have made it easier had you been able to do everything simultaneous with me.
Yeah, I was running behind about 20 seconds, I think.
Really?
15 seconds on you on the screen here.
I'm sorry about that. Carly asks, whose stock is rising and whose stock is falling draft-wise? I don't know. I mean, obviously it's a misnomer to kind of say who's rising and falling because the media plays catch-up to everything. But I think, Kayvon Wallace and Gil Brandt, top, 100, I think is interesting.
Yeah, I never buy the whole, oh boy, he killed it at the combine and his stock's rising or anything along those. I think the only thing really once you get in past the Senior Bowl and the All-Star games for the most part is the fact that medicals or obviously character interviews or something like that really can affect draft stock. It amuses me all the time to hear this guy's flying up the draft board. People have done their homework on these players. Scouts have done their homework on these players for months now. Obviously, they probably don't know as much about the underclassmen as they do, the seniors and all like that. But I've never been one that subscribes to the theory this guy's stock is just through the roof here, especially late in the process.
Right, I'm with you. Jeff, I knew you asked this question a minute ago. We used fanspeak.com. There's a premium version which we use, which allows you to do trades and stuff. There's also a free version as well if you guys want to test it out. Nightwolf, who starts...
Chris has got a good question here. What Colbert rules do you think they will most likely break in this draft?
That's a good one.
I would say that in the I think and I think Alex and I just broke it really, right? Power 5, in the second round.
See, I go the other way. I think they might stick more Power 5 just because they're the known guys and they want to go with guys they're familiar with and are the easiest, quote unquote, to project to the NFL.
But he's saying which of the rules most likely to break, and I would think that might be one of them.
I don't know. I don't know which way I want to go. I hope at least they.
I think they'll break it. No, but I mean, I think the rules to break. I mean, look, when you look at senior versus underclassmen, obviously it could go either way. I don't think we're going to be surprised either way there.
Well, they have a pretty good track record of going junior, so I think senior. I think it's more likely that they go as senior this year than other drafts. I would say at least to get specific at running back, maybe they go smaller and faster at running back, and that would be breaking a mold for them. I don't know if that's a rule the way we talk about the other rules, but I feel like that would be a welcome change to their draft philosophy. That's a good question, though. I'd have to give that one a lot of thought. Let's see what other questions we've had here. Who was the D-tackle they signed today? Nose tackle capable. Savon Walker. He's probably going to play nose tackle, I guess, Dave, but he's light nose tackle.
Yeah, he's lighting the pan. It'd be interesting to see how much he can put on, and between now and whenever they get going, in the off-season program. Looks like that might be a while now anyway there. But yeah, look, I mean they had to fill out the depth chart. We said it as at the top of the show there, and not why not get a guy that looks like he can penetrate and get after the quarterback, which Walker did in the XFL.
Brandon Rita with a good question. If you had to put money on one player who you think he's going to be a Steeler this year, who is it? It's a lot harder this year to do that. But if you had to go with a name, I'd go Tanner Hughes from Clemson.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, that one, or I put up there on my Twitter feed the other day, one of those two safeties, Winfield or Brandon Jones. I think both those kids just really scream Steelers. I think Devin Duvernay screams Steelers, round in the fourth round or so. So I would say along with Muse and maybe even Hudson late. Because the Steelers know a lot about him, and especially if they could get him 6th or 7th round, I think he's the kind of guy that fits as well too. So I mean, I got a list of about 10 of them, I guess, in total that I could really see.
Yeah, it's just harder this year because we don't have the pro days, we don't have the pre-draft visits, and just the information isn't as accessible, isn't as there. Carly McAdams, Dave and Alex, I'm a huge fan of your podcast. You guys get me through the work week. Thank you so much, Carly. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for listening.
DN Steelers 0391. He knows what my answer to this is going to be. Also, who do you think the Steelers' best special teams player ever is, and why? The answer, of course, is Chidi Iwoma. I mean, this is that was a really good group back then. Yeah, Sean Morey and Clint Creedwalt and Chidi. That was some dynamic guys at special teams. Fans would hate them today because they're just special teams guys, and everyone would get mad about that.
I tell you, they lost a couple of good ones this offseason. I know Dirty Red and Roosevelt Nix, but let me tell you, both those guys, those guys, you just aren't going to replace. Hopefully, obviously, Watt, a good special teams background will hopefully replace one of them. But who's going to replace the other one in Matakevich?
Absolutely. Smith Equine, who's on the roster that has potential to be a breakout star next year? Breakout star in year 2. I mean, Deontay could really go places with a whole season under his belt and knowing who he is heading in the preseason and camp and all that. I really hope to get a bounce back year from Chukwuma Okorafor because he might have been the biggest disappointment last year, and hopefully he can take hold of that right tackle spot, assuming they want to kick Fowler to left guard.
Yeah, I mean, your best bet would probably be Deontay. I mean, obviously had a nice breakout rookie season there, leading the NFL or leading the NFL rookies last season in receptions. And then I just wrote about this morning about 18. He created 18 missed tackles last season. Was tied with Debo over there in San Francisco for the league lead. So that's encouraging to get that out of a rookie who obviously had some conditioning issues. He'll admit during his rookie season, and now with a year under his belt and likely hopefully be better condition. I mean, you could see him 80, 90 receptions possibly.
Yeah, as an every down kind of guy, absolutely. Braden, no, this is going to be our only mock. I think Dave's not going to let me do another. Plus, I think that's just good to have that one mock. Anyway, let's see, a couple more questions here. Do y'all think the media has an even bigger effect this year? Seems like more players could rise, fall based on how much they're talked about. No, Brandon, I don't see that being effective.
I never have bought any of that,
yeah.
No.
Andrew False, could Marcus Allen shift safety inside linebacker? Maybe, but with safety depth so poor, even assuming they're going to draft another, you probably want to keep him as a true strong safety. You don't want to keep moving those guys around.
The fact that he couldn't hang, I mean, it's not encouraging what's happening with it. What's happened with him so far? Can he be the next? Look, he's going to have to kill it on special teams. Yep. Danny Smith is Mark Allen needs to be Danny Smith's best friend right now, because to me that's the path to the 53.
100%. Taj asks, who do you guys think has a chance of dropping from the first round? There's always a couple of guys who fall. If so, who would you take at 49 if someone falls? Well, I think this mock showed us Ezra Cleveland at 49 would be tempting. Jonathan Taylor, I think, would tempt the Steelers heavily, and I can understand the rationale. Let me throw out one name I think we've barely talked about in this process, but I don't want to discount because I think he's falling a bit and is in a really deep class. How about T. Higgins, the receiver from Clemson? At the Clemson Pro Day, highly productive guy. Didn't test well, but the Steelers receivers they drafted haven't tested off the charts. Any thoughts on T. Higgins at 49?
Yeah, but what do you mean by falling?
Well, they viewed him as like a solid first round pick for most of this process.
Who's they?
Like all the mock drafts that were doing before the combine, like he was viewed as a first round, I think, as far as I'm aware from what I saw.
Right, but that's created on the outside.
Yeah, okay.
Though.
Well, I mean, just in the sense of guys that the media thought would be first round picks and then fall. But okay, to the broader point, T Higgins at 49. What about your thoughts on that?
I could see it. I could see him being on the board there as well too. Mm-hmm. I did a contextualization on him. He definitely would need a redshirt year.
Yep.
Just not overly. I expected more on tape. I expected more athleticism on tape. I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he didn't test like it. He tested 4.5s. His numbers weren't good, and I think that's the reason why he would be behind that first wave of top-tier receivers who all tested really well. Carly McAdams, you still watching The Bachelor? No, I think there's a bunch of spin-offs, but I just stay true to the real, original Bachelor. Other questions? Yeah, Mutated Genome, thanks for watching. Says this mock was fun. Have Dave back next week to do another. I'm up for it if Dave is. I know Dave likes Warner at tight end. I still think Parkinson would be a better as a receiving tight end. Could push Gentry off the roster. Yeah, Kobe Parkinson. I think he's an underclassman, big long guy. That makes sense if they do want to take a tight end in this class. I mean, I could see Kobe Parkinson being a Steeler. Let's see. Can you see the rest of the AFC North picks in this mock? I think I have. I'm just kind of been slowly scrolling through. The Browns just took Bryan Edwards. I'll just kind of keep scrolling through the rest of the mock here. Let's see what else. Let me scroll back up. Maybe I missed a question or two.
Going back to that question while you scan down, I think there's a lot of guys that a lot of people are saying there's no way that he's going to be on the board. I think there's a potential one of those guys being on board. I think Jalen Reagor could be one of those guys that potentially still on the board maybe when the Steelers pick. I think Antoine Winfield. A lot of people say, "Oh no, there's no way Winfield's going to last that long." I think there's a good chance that he's still on the board there. I think outside, people seem to be split on Mims. They either like him or they hate him. I mean, for some reason, I love him. People were talking. I think there was a conversation on Twitter this morning about people not seeing it on tape. Well, yeah, I see it on tape. And his route running, he wasn't asked to probably run a diverse route tree, but he ran that tree at the Senior Bowl, though, right?
Mm-hmm. He did, yeah. And it's not like Baylor's offense. Baylor's offense has evolved so much. This isn't the Art Briles style. It was Matt Rhule's style. So, yeah, I like Mims a whole lot. Spencer from 10 minutes ago asked a good question, and I don't know the answer to this because I haven't looked at the article yet, but you've scanned it. Some more for you, Dave. Who was the biggest surprise for you on Gilbrandt's board?
I haven't totally dissected it yet, but I definitely went to a lot of names right off the bat there. I think Pittman, him being a little bit higher on Pittman than I am. Where did I tell you that he had Pittman at?
46 with Pittman.
46 on Pittman. Trying to think who else maybe stuck out to me here on this. I went straight for Uche. I wanted to see where Uche was ranked, and he had him 75th overall, so that makes me feel a little bit better about. And then he also had where did I tell you that Antoine Winfield went?
56, I think was Winfield Jr.
Yeah.
It surprised me.
That doesn't surprise me. Like I said, I think there's going to be a couple of these guys that people say, man, I can't, there's no way that guy falls that far. I think there's going to be a few, and it is every year.
Yeah.
And I think those could be a couple of the guys. Spencer, I haven't really gone through it with a fine-tooth comb. I went to, several people I've been watching, been mouthing off about, and check those people out.
I mean, what would be the reason that Winfield wouldn't be a first rounder? Just overall size, and could he hold up? Is that the concern with Antoine Winfield?
Well, I'll ask you this, and I don't know if I'm going to do a contextualization on it. I went and pulled the plays, and I have them so I can do them. All of his interceptions, all of his pass defense, and all of his forced fumbles, along with that. When you look at that play-by-play, what is the defining trait on him? Is it his overall, football smarts? I mean, what is the one defining trait on Winfield that says to you this guy is a slam dunk top 50 guy or a top 45 guy?
That's fair. I would, yeah, probably the football IQ, the anticipation. I think he's got good ball skills, just ability to play in space. I think and overall really good athleticism with Antoine Winfield.
I just, look, a couple of those interceptions were gifts. Quite a few of them, actually. I think when you go and look at them all, what wasn't, obviously can run support and all like that, but that overall size and his injury history.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, this kid's undersized. I mean, he's five. What he's like 5'9" and what, a third.
Yeah, he's small. He's got the honey badger comparisons.
And look, I love him. All right, but I don't. If I was a GM, I wouldn't love him. I don't think in the top 40 picks. So that's what makes me think that he could be on the board there in the second, in the second rounder, because I struggle to find that one defining. Tell me why he's top 45 trait. Yeah, he's smart. Obviously, he has the bloodline. He has a lot of things the Steelers are going to like.
Yep.
But I struggle with placing him in the top 45.
Yeah, and for them to like him enough to draft him, of course, he's got to get there, and you're saying that's possible, which, yeah, I think it certainly is. Levi Ledford, what do you guys think about Hamler at 49? I think that's an option. I mean, I think they want to go pure speed and big playmakers and get this offense to create more splash, which they failed to do last year for a variety of reasons. KJ Hamler would make sense there at 49.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys that's going to be. I mean, who knows when he's going to come off the board exactly? Yeah. But
the size again is the issue, though.
Somewhere between 45 and 80, probably. Yep. Right around in there. I mean, the guy definitely. The thing with him is he doesn't have the contested catch ability. He lets a lot of the balls into his body, into his face, and all like that. He can kind of get knocked off his routes. With more physical play. Now he can take the top off of coverages. If you probably have a hard time out throwing him and all. But those are some of the concerns about him, though.
KJ Hamler would really be a good test for Ben's arm and how that's holding up if they draft him. Let's see, Captain Spartan 04. Any realistic chance of Matt Hennessy falling to us in the fourth? I'm not going to say there's no chance, but realistic, I'd be very much against the odds of that happening.
Boy, I mean, I've just come to the realization now that maybe there's a good chance maybe a guy like Cushenberry's on the board for the Steelers with their third round pick.
Yeah.
I think that could happen. Now the question becomes, where do you have the Temple center ranked at, above or below Cushenberry?
I think it's neck and neck. I think they're about the same, to be honest with you. Obviously, if you want to have a little more, I guess, comfort, you might go with the LSU guy who's played against SEC competition. But it's not like, we're not talking like, Hennessy's from this D3 school. He's from Temple and played at the Senior Bowl and played well. Honestly, I don't know which way I'd lean. I think there's no bad choice there.
Steelers are going to love Cushenberry for several reasons. And, he wore he was given number 18 jersey at LSU too. And, they think highly of things like that. Low numbered Temple players. Who was the Ole Miss? What's a certain number for the player to wear at Ole Miss? And then the prestige that comes with, I think, number 18 at LSU is another thing there. So they're going to like Cushenberry.
Yeah, and the Baylor kids too. Matt Rule coming over from Temple, and Mims and Jermichael Hasty both wore those single-digit numbers. So yeah, I think that one makes. I think both guys would be really good. And I think Cushenberry they might like a little bit more, but Hennessy I wouldn't discount either. Mark Leslie with a nice comment here. Thank you for doing stuff like this in the podcast. Being from the UK, it is hard to keep track of college football. So when it comes to the draft, you guys are lifesavers. Appreciate all you do. Thank you so much, Mark, for watching and listening. A couple more questions and then we'll wrap up the stream. Thank you guys so much for being here. We had over 100 people here tonight. That's a record for us. So that was awesome to see. Who wins quarterback 3 job from Brandon Rita? I think you're in the Paxton Lynch camp, aren't you?
My money's on Paxton Lynch, and I think your money's on Duck Hodges, isn't it?
I'm still. You're convincing me that maybe Paxton's going to be the guy. So I've been warming up to the idea of Paxton Lynch being number 3, but they'll fight it out in camp, of course. Let's see. Face cam soon. I don't even know how to do a face cam. I see like YouTubers that do it. I don't even know how to set that up. So if someone knows how to set that up, I'd look into it. How can they afford Winston? Tommy, they cannot. Don't listen to anyone who's telling you about Jameis Winston. They're just bored. Who was our third round pick? Our third round pick, again, one last look at our draft, was Curtis Weaver. Went Cleveland, Weaver, Hamilton, Gibson, Wallace, and Khaleke Hudson. Let me show you the rest of the draft here from the whole NFL. We were somewhere around right after our Khaleke Hudson pick, I think. Who's the first cut post draft? This is from Chris Neal. I'm not even sure. I was gonna say JT Barrett, just because once you get out of rookie minicamp, you probably don't need him, but he might stick around for a little bit. I don't know who the first post cut draft is gonna be.
Probably someone maybe like Custis, or it depends if they get another receiver there or not. Custis could be on the way out.
Yeah. Chad says Hennessy's number 34 on GoBrand's list. Is that true?
I assume it is. I assume it is.
Chad's a reliable narrator here. And Jay Wills asked, love Cushenberry to take him at 49. I wouldn't discount it. I think more maybe you wait, but I think it's possible.
I think it's probably, look, when you get into that next 50 there, I mean that's where the gaps really start coming in, right? Trying to figure some of this. Like I said, I've seen people, Cushenberry, end of the third might be pushing it though for Cushenberry.
Yeah.
One of the top, arguably probably one of the top three or four centers in this draft, right? You'd probably higher than Biadasz, right?
Yeah. Maybe you trade back and pick up your center.
Yeah, maybe you would have to take him at 49 if you want him.
Nightwolf, who was Mr. Irrelevant? John Panisi, I think is how you say it, out of Utah, I believe, goes to the Giants at Mr. Irrelevant, 255 overall. Robinson, Anthony Gordon, rounding things out. Thoughts on a bigger back? Gibson, Patrick Taylor, or A.J. Dillon? Love Gibson for the Lev Bell skills. Yeah, my order would be Gibson, Dillon, and then a far third place is Patrick Taylor in terms of the bigger backs. But, me, I think they should try to break that mold and look for guys that can be smaller and faster and more dynamic.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, but once again, like Alex and I, neither Alex and I are high on them taking a running back. But if they do, I'd much rather see them take one early. With at 49. But we'll see.
And someone like Gibson that can wear a lot of hats, help you return game receiver. I think that's a really fun chess piece to have. And like I said before, what Jalen Samuels really was supposed to be when they drafted him, and really never has become that. All right, guys, it's 8 o'clock. That's been our stream. Really fun to do this mock draft with you. Thank you, Dave, for humoring me. We'll be back Monday for, I guess it'll be our last live stream prior to the draft. Will be next Monday, so pretty crazy. Thank you guys so much for being here. Like and subscribe if you'd be so kind. And Dave, thank you again.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks, everybody, for showing up and saying hello. And thanks for listening to the podcast and obviously going to SteelersDepot.com. Appreciate it. Peace and love to everybody.
Yeah, but we will archive this stream. It'll be up on Steelers Depot in the morning. And again, my mock draft, version 4.0, the next to last one, will go up, I think, 8:30 Eastern Time. Stick at the top of the page on Steelers Depot. Again, my mock draft Tuesday morning. We'll talk about it on the podcast as well. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you soon.